the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
And one time, hey, throw your hand.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Aaron,
Brian.
and it's the Courtside View podcast. And today, unfortunately, just the tragic news regarding Damar Hamlin. Wish him and his family the best. And it's a shocking situation. Definitely, I wasn't expecting this at all. Just remembering what transpired as I was, seeing the situation. I remember I was done like working out, whatever, on a treadmill and took a shower, whatever, came down. I was on my phone as the situation was transpiring. I didn't see the hit. I saw the aftermath of it where he was on the ground. And I was like, who is that on the ground? Like, what's going on? I thought it was concussion at first, right? And I think a lot of people thought it was concussion because just the way he went down, he stood up and then went down and stuff. And it wasn't. He went in a cardiac arrest, which is just wow. Like, you never think that something like that would happen, even on a football field. And so, I was just waiting, and then all of a sudden, like, it hit me once they said, oh, they're performing CPR, and I was just like, okay, this is serious. Like, this is like very serious, something I've never heard. And then the ambulance came. They said it's the first time the ambulances came on the field. Like, you would see it, like I was seeing like high school games where like it would be on the side somewhere, but I've never seen it where they would literally come on the field. So, just a tragic situation. I actually prayed before we came here today to record the podcast, so I'm hoping for the best for him. How do you feel about the situation and like what, I guess, leading up, like what happened for you?
Well, it's a super unfortunate situation. Nobody ever wants to see that on a football field, especially in a game where we love, enjoy, we come to get entertainment and see these athletes perform. Nobody wants to see anything like that happen. This ain't even about football for real.
That's what I'm saying. Like
this is a human life here. But we have been hearing updates. He's been, there's been progress. So
a little bit progress, but
exactly,
hey,
which is good.
Yeah,
he is at one of the best hospitals in the country. So I think he'll pull through. But it was shocking to me that the NFL was ready to continue play after just 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was like a question, like, why is there like a question about it? Like, I feel like, and then the players crying. That's what really sealed it for me. Like, seeing Stephon Diggs, seeing Tre'Davious White, and his reaction, I was just like, okay, what's going on? Seeing Josh Allen, like, with his hands covering his mouth.
I was confused because I missed the first like 30 so minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And then I came up, I was like, what happened?
Yeah, same with, so like I came in like right when Cincinnati got the ball back after the Bills hit the field goal, and I was just like, what in the world? Like, I just thought it was like, okay, he got concussed, hope for the best, and that's that. But no, it was more than that, and it's unfortunate just in a game like this, you never want to see. And I've heard great things about him. He has a charity. I think it's for kids.
Yeah,
and
shout out to the
everything.
NFL community. I think they raised like $4 million in the past few days for his toy drive foundation.
And also another thing, like, we need to make sure that don't put no blame on T. Higgins. Yeah. It was a freak accident. It was just a normal football play. And I think he hit him in the shoulder, like it was through his shoulder and stuff. So it's not like he used his helmet or anything like Bart Scott said or anything. So don't try to put misinformation out there. T. Higgins was not in the wrong. It was a freak accident. We just hope for the best. Hope for the best for all the players and their mental health as well, because it was definitely a traumatizing scene. So just hope for the best, man. That's all you can say.
Yep.
We have this issue, right? I feel like these are two separate issues. And I'm talking about Damar Hamlin situation, and then we have, during the situation, we have tweets, Twitter, the Twitter sphere, and you know how people are on the Twitter sphere. They like to cause controversy and chaos and everything. And there's always that one person that has to start creating some sort of conflict. And Skip Bayless, he tweeted something, and before I talk about the tweet that he acknowledged, he said that he pretty much offered his his tweet, whatever, before the tweet that everybody had a problem with. He pretty much was like everybody else, offering his prayers for Damar Hamlin and everything. And he said that he's never seen something like this before. And I thought that, that tweet, there was nothing wrong with it. I felt like a journalist like him, who's been in the business for this long and he's covered so many games, I think that he added something to just the severity of the situation, for the fact that he's, up there in age and he's never seen something like that before. I thought it was very important for him to tweet something like that. But the tweet after that, where let me read it right now so I don't misconstrue anything that he said. But I think that overall the tweet, I don't think there was necessarily like a huge problem with the tweet, because at the end of the day, he said that this game is irrelevant, right? That's the whole sort of summary of what he said. The game is irrelevant, no matter the importance of the game or anything like that. The game is irrelevant. It's a human life. That's what's important. But I think that the way that he structured the tweet and the timing of the tweet was the problem for me. And,
I agree.
I'm studying journalism. In journalism class, they talk about how you want the first two sentences are the most important sentences in terms of like telling the reader like what you're trying to convey. And I felt like the way that he wrote his tweet was irresponsible. I felt like because you don't want to confuse the reader, and I felt like he confused the reader. Now people go to say, well, they're just miseducated. I mean, you got a point there. There are people that are miseducated, but I always hear this, that you wanna convey something in a way that a 5-year-old can understand. And if you can't do that, then you didn't convey it that well. And I felt like when he said, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of the game, I was like, okay. But then when he went to, he had like a dash, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season. I felt like that was unnecessary.
It was. This is not the time. That wasn't the time to play both sides and try to get perspective. Nobody cares what the NFL thinks. You got to do what's right. No one cares. Oh, how's the NFL going to? No, we don't care. He don't care.
The way that he wrote it, it was like it was one of his columns.
Exactly. Like he didn't. That's. I was just about to say that. He didn't turn off the personality. Like, this was not the time to be Skip Bayless that we see in the media and that was in journalism. This is the time to offer sympathy and empathize with the player in his situation.
Right. And he did that in the last tweet, but then he his ego. He wanted to, look at me. Like, no.
Like, nothing of value was added here.
Yes, nothing of value was added to the situation. And I felt like he should have said that, I wish I would have structured it better so people can sort of understand what I'm trying to say. And I don't think he apologized to the situation. I can't really say specifically.
He ain't necessarily apologized for the tweet. He pretty much apologized saying, well, that ain't what I meant.
Yeah. So, but yeah, overall, like, people saying, can't Skip Bayless. I'm not going to go that far. I just felt like, there's a lot of athletes, a lot of people that just do not like Skip Bayless and they want him just out of here. And he does some crazy stuff. He said some just like with Shannon Sharp. Today, when Shannon Sharp, he was sort of addressing why he wasn't there, and then Skip, and he said that I wish Skip would, delete the tweet, and then Skip interrupted him, and I just feel like, come on now, dude, like, just let him explain everything, how he feels, why he feels, and why he didn't show up, and then you could comment. But that's usually what he does all the time, and that's a lot of people's problem with Skip, right? It's just he does stuff like this, and yeah, that's my problem with it. I don't want to cancel Skip. I understand what he's trying to say, but just structure it a better way, right? And the timing of it. So yeah, let's transition to, let's see here.
And shame on the people making this a political issue.
Oh yeah, you talking about the whole vaccine?
Yeah, I ain't want to say the V word. But yeah.
Oh, when it comes to the
Yeah.
car, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I understand. But man, it is Wednesday. I feel like it is appropriate to say this now. It's been 2 days now. Where does the NFL go from here?
I think I seen a report that said they're not going to resume the game this week.
Yeah, I saw that too.
In turn, do they have to push the playoffs back?
That's a great question. Like, I don't know where they go from here. Do they just do a tie? Because they have, I know it's like a TV contract, right? With ESPN, with Fox, with CBS. So is it like where they have to abide by certain time slots? Or can they push it back? Do they have flexibility where they can push it back? I don't know the details of the contract, but with COVID, they've done it before where they pushed it, but it was it was like a few days later, I think it was. So you can't really, I don't know how they could do with this. And it's unfortunate because this game was one of the biggest games of the year. Like, I was really looking forward to this game. Like, this game, the Chiefs versus Bill game, and Cowboys versus Eagles game, those are like my 3 most anticipated games of the year. And it's just unfortunate that we weren't able to see the finish of it. I really would have loved to see the finish of it. But, at the end of the day, human life is the most important. And, yeah, it's most important. I hope he gets well. And, yeah, so I think that the NFL made the right move postponing this game.
The NFL, you mean the players and coaches?
You know what players and coaches. You got a point there because they're the ones that decided it. Because NFL, honestly, if they had it their way, they probably would have been like, yeah, let's wait a few, minutes and come out. Like, no, because I'm gonna harp something back. I'm gonna go back to remember Tua on Thursday night and how horrific that play was. You could argue they should have stopped the game right there. The dude, his fingers were literally like, like he was trying to throw up gang signs. Like that, how bad it looked. And then he got on a stretcher and everything. You could argue they should have postponed the game right there with how horrific that scene was and just the severity of the situation with the concussion and stuff. But they decided, no, keep playing on. And yeah, I really don't. I feel like they could reschedule it somehow. Maybe they could push back.
What I initially thought is, but then I feel that wasn't possible. I thought they probably would push it to Thursday because there's no Thursday night football anymore. Yeah. But I don't know if Amazon controls the time slot immediately that whole time, or do they just control the games played? Yeah. So, but Thursday seems a little too soon.
And then Monday.
I also thought they could do it early Saturday because it's only 2 games on Saturday. Yeah. But then they said they're not doing it this week, so I don't know. They might have to push the playoffs back.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I mean, they've done it with COVID before, where they've, been flexible and they flex the games, whatever. So I feel like they could do it with this game, especially this magnitude of a game. Like, giving it a tie, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. It feels kind of weird, like. Especially with the Bengals, they're like set, they have 7 points. The Bills, they have 3 points and everything. It'd be different if it's like 0-0. But the fact that one team scored a touchdown, the other team scored 3 points, I don't know. But I don't want to get too deep into the situation. I want to react to Week 17 NFL And, the first game I want to talk about is let's go to the Cowboys game Thursday night, since that's the start of the Week 17. And it was very interesting. I had money on the game.
Of course you did. He's a gambling addict.
And
people.
I won too, because thank you, CD. That's all I got to say.
I told you CD is like that.
And Zeke as well. He got the touchdown for me. And Dak Prescott, because he got the yards, got over 199. And they were looking it was looking bad out there.
Bad.
It was looking real bad.
Bad. They were looking bad.
Explain how you feel about the game.
How'd I feel about it? I wanted to turn it off. I was like, yo, we should be demolishing these dudes.
Yeah.
50-3.
Yeah.
And we come out here and throw 2 picks in the first half. Granted, one flew off a hinder shot and into Kevin Byard, but then that second pick was inexcusable. And then the defense, oh my goodness. This defense will be the downfall of this team if they don't get it together. They was getting ran on, thrown like I'm just.
Kelvin Joseph.
He wasn't even playing.
That's funny.
It's just whoever's at CB2, they gonna get feasted on. I don't understand. I just don't understand.
You don't have the
I
answers.
knew we was gonna win, but bruh, it should have been way cleaner. That we can't be playing like this in the playoffs, because Tom Brady and them gonna get us up out of there.
That performance against the Eagles when Gardner Minshew putting 34 points on y'all, it's looking very bad right now. It's looking very bad, especially after what happened against the Saints at home. I'm just saying, it's not looking too good.
We broke their spirit. We broke their spirit.
Okay.
That's why the Saints.
Or maybe Jalen Hurts is the MVP. I'm just saying.
No, it's Pat Mahomes.
I'm just saying.
Pat Mahomes is doing something we've never seen
He's
before.
the real MVP. I'm just saying. But anywho, the Cowboys game. You guys were looking very sus out there. It was bad. I was worried. I was really worried. I was like, okay, where's CD at? I'm trying to find you. Dak, where are you at, man? Like,
CD was there though.
He did come. He finally came through, but I was getting kind of worried. I was like, all right, Dak, give the ball to CD. He like, what's he doing? And he did that. And Zeke, as always,
was
came
a good
through.
dude. Now he cooked food.
Tony Pollard, he didn't play.
We're resting him.
Yeah, which is smart. He's a bit on the.
It's a shame. Malik Davis was looking better than Zeke. Is this how far we've gone? Zeke,
so.
Man, prime Zeke was one of the best I've ever seen. And now look at him.
Yeah, he was getting prime Zeke used to get 5 yards. Like, it was nothing. Like, dudes would try to tackle him. He would just move the line. Like, it was insane. Every time the Washington team would play the Cowboys, I'm like, damn, we keep getting 5 yards. Can y'all stop him? Like, seriously, you just gonna let him keep pushing you guys aside like that? But yeah, nowadays he don't have the same explosiveness.
Zeke should purely be a goal line back at this point, because
he's Brandon Jacobs.
This is bad.
He's Brandon Jacobs. That's what he is now. And so it's unfortunate. But I don't want to. It'll be interesting to see how the playoffs go for the Cowboys, and we'll see how the seedings transpire this week, because the Eagles, they play the Giants. Jalen Hurts is coming back. And then the Cowboys, they play the Commanders, who's starting Taylor Heineke.
No, they're starting. I just got a notification. They said they're starting Sam Howell.
Oh, so they're not starting Taylor Heineke.
No.
So they switched. So they said they're gonna start Taylor Heineke and then play a little bit Sam Howell. Now they're like, nah, we'll just play Sam Howell. Okay, so either way, it's just a bad situation. But yeah, I want to get to the next game. I want to get to my game. Ha ha! Yes, sir.
I said the script said y'all was gonna win.
You did say that, and I
ain't expected to be that bad.
I was
though.
a bit
Good
hesitant,
grief.
but oh my gosh,
The Vikings are frauds.
what? 41-17.
I thought y'all was gonna beat our largest win margin thing for the season, but y'all let them score 17. So.
Oh my gosh! Like, I was completely shocked. Jair Alexander. I was a bit worried. I was like, you going gritty in Justin Jefferson's face like that? He backed it up. He really did. Now, you could say the field was very slippery. There was times where the receivers were slipping, but on the Green Bay Packers side, I didn't see a lot of people slipping. So, maybe it's just a coincidence or something. But at the same time, it's just put grass on the field?
It is grass.
Oh, that's grass?
Yeah, Lambeau is grass.
I did not know that.
You wouldn't be slipping like that on turf.
Oh, really?
Because turf, it's more, your
what's
foot gets stuck more.
Then why do people want? Well, then again, it prevents.
Because turf doesn't have much give.
Yeah.
So if you get like rolled up on, your cleats still stuck in,
and you can twist your knee.
But
and
if it's
all
grass, you'll be able to like slip and all of that.
Okay,
so that's why players like grass more.
But anywho, just back to the game itself and the Packers. We've waited so long for them to finally implement this sort of way of winning. Run the ball. I thought they were going to do this beginning of the year. But again, egos, coaches overthink things. The quarterback thinks that he can still do the same things that he once did with Devontae Adams. Now you have rookie receivers. It's about time. Use Aaron Jones. Use A.J. Dillon. Run the ball. You're going to win games. This is how you're supposed to win. And that's what they did. They just ran the ball, and the Vikings couldn't stop it. And Aaron Rodgers, he didn't have to do a whole lot. He had 2 touchdowns, but I don't think he threw for 200 yards at all. And
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it was a recipe for success. The defense, they played phenomenal. Like the thing about the Vikings is that if you can get to
they're
Kirk
soft.
Cousins, if you can get to Kirk Cousins, if you can rattle Kirk Cousins, it's a wrap. Because Kirk Cousins, he's not one of them quarterbacks that he can overcome, disastrous situations, right? He's not a Justin Herbert or a Joe Burrow who's really good off the move, right? He's a stationary guy. He's effectively a stat like. It was an anomaly how many times he was just running, right? He was getting them first. That's not going to happen most times. He's effectively a statue, and he's good off of play action. He's good in the pocket. But when it comes to on the move, that's not where he's comfortable with that. And that's what we did. We got to him. We made him move out of the pocket, and it didn't work out for him. And the receivers, we were playing a lot of zone, but we were also playing press as well. And Jair and the other guys, Darnell Savage and them boys, they was doing them thing. They were doing the thing, and gotta give them credit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So that's.
But remember weeks and weeks ago what I said about Justin Jefferson when facing a good or top tier comp. Where he at? I know they had Jair on him and they had safety over the top, but like they schemed him open in the other time.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job with moving Jair around when covering Justin Jefferson. You got to give Joe Barry credit. You got to give him credit on this one. I'm not the biggest Joe Barry fan, but he really did a number on the Vikings offense Sunday, and Jair Alexander called him a fluke. He called that performance a fluke, and I was he came with that energy.
I told you he wasn't. I told you Justin Jefferson, he wasn't going to break the record.
He came with the same energy, and you don't usually see that with the corners a lot, where it's like, they usually, when it comes to like a big name receiver, star receiver, you talk trash to one of them star receivers, they're going to cook you. You don't want to do that, but Jair, he backed it up. You got to give him a lot of credit.
Jamar should have kept his mouth shut about Trey Diggs, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. But let's get to the next game. And
I feel sorry for us Cowboys fans because we are in a bad situation no matter what happens. If we win the division but miss out on the number 1 seed, guess who comes to town?
Aaron Rodgers.
And if we don't win the division and we stay in the 5th seed, we gotta go see Tom Brady. The universe just don't like us Cowboys.
Why are you
fans.
worried about the Bucs? Why? They don't. You see how bad
Mike Evans will get 200 yards on whoever's playing CB2 over there.
Bro, they're just gonna put Trayvon Diggs on him.
Then Chris Godwin will get 200 yards on whoever's
Trish Godwin is cooked food.
Yeah, right.
He's not the same guy.
He will be against my team.
No, he's not.
Oh my! I see it every week.
You keep worrying about
Zay Jones had 3 touchdowns.
Zay Jones, he can actually run. Chris Godwin can't run like he used to.
So you telling me Zay Jones is better than Chris Godwin?
Shit, this year he's looked better than Chris Godwin.
Next game.
This year he's looked more effective than Chris Godwin. He hasn't been that good. He's been okay.
The Panthers, y'all suck.
But
especially you, C.J. Henderson. I can't believe this. You let Mike Evans have like a career day on. You should be ashamed of yourself. How are you a top 10 pick?
Yeah, the Panthers, they really sold. They really sold that
This
game.
see what happens when J.C. Horn doesn't play. That stuff happens.
Yeah, man. Tom Brady did it again. He keeps getting away with it. He really does. It's unbelievable.
We got to put that old fool in the dirt.
But I do want to see the Bucs in the playoffs. I don't want to see the Panthers or the Saints. You being selfish, you want to see the Panthers or the Saints.
Actually, I actually didn't want to see the Panthers.
Why?
Because the Panthers are like they run the ball very well,
and
that is our weakness.
Stop it. They have Sam Darnold. Why are you worried about Sam Darnold?
You don't need Sam Darnold. In 2018, when we played the Rams, did Jared Goff do anything that game?
But Jared Goff is better than Sam Darnold, and he has Sean McVay as the coach.
My point is, when you run the ball, you don't have to throw.
Bro, Steve Wilkes is the coach. You believe in a Steve Wilkes coach team will beat the Cowboys.
I'm not saying. Listen, I don't believe my defense will stop Chuba Hubbard and Donta
God,
Foreman
bro.
for getting 200.
Dude, you are really pessimistic about your team.
How was that?
You're down that bad?
I'm telling you, you don't watch this team. I'm telling you.
I do watch the team.
You don't watch it like how I watch it.
Bro, you're scared of the Panthers?
Because they can run the ball.
So what? Sam Darnold still has to throw the ball eventually, and he's going to make a mistake.
Okay.
And Steve Wilkes is not a good coach. He's not.
Okay. You say so.
You're funny. You're so funny, bro. You're so funny. But let's go to the next batch of games. Let's see here. Let's go to an interesting game. Let's go to 49ers and Raiders. And this was a surprisingly good game. Derek Carr, he didn't play because the coach, he decided, bench him. Let's bench him now.
They finna cut him or trade him after this season.
They don't want to pay him all that money.
Another guy that people said was better than Dak. Dang.
Yeah.
Look how the turntables.
I don't know about that. That was a wild take. That was a very wild take.
It's a few guys that y'all said was better than Dak that's down bad right now.
But here's the thing, because Jarrett Stidham, he had a near perfect game until he went to overtime where, he didn't see that his tackle was getting pushed, backwards by Nick Bosa. I was like, come on, man. And then you're going to throw it after. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? He's going to throw it to Devontae Adams, but it wasn't even close, and it got intercepted. I was just so mad. I was like, damn it. Like, y'all had one job.
They really did have
one job.
If they would have won, we could have won the 1 seed if the Eagles lose.
And the Packers, they wouldn't have to possibly face the 49ers if the Raiders won.
Yeah,
they would face the Vikings.
Yeah, y'all are on pace to
I'm
face
so
the
mad.
49ers.
I'm like, damn.
Aaron Rodgers' revenge tour?
Oh, my God.
Is that the narrative we spinning?
Like, come on. But anywho, yeah, what the 49ers showed me, specifically
I was just about to get to that. But
yeah, a matter of fact, you talk about it because I feel like you're better at explaining this.
What the 49ers showed me is they are beatable.
Oh, really? That's your
and honestly, the 49ers, their game isn't really suited against a team like the Cowboys. And I'm going to tell you why. They have a tough defense. I get that. But the way we've been playing recently, you got to outscore us. Can I trust Brock Purdy to put up 35 and get a win? I don't know. I could trust Trevor Lawrence to do it because he's an elite QB. And he has pretty good weapons.
That's interesting.
I can trust Jalen Hurts to put up nearly 40 on us. But Brock Purdy? Eventually you got to make a play because if we go up 2 scores, all that running and stuff.
That's interesting because the 49ers were down in that game. I thought you were impressed. You weren't impressed. I was impressed by Brock Purdy. I didn't think Brock Purdy could come back from a deficit and win the game.
How big was the deficit?
I gotta remember.
I don't think the deficit was that big.
But in terms of having the
ability, they're resilient because they're well coached.
Having the ability, right, not only come back but score 37 points. I mean, that's in your what is he? The last pick in the draft. I think he's the 3rd string quarterback. Like,
I mean, it's an impressive win, but
I didn't think he had that ability, and he was able to do that. That's where I'm impressed. Like, the 49ers are able to, in my opinion, the 49ers are able to win in different ways. Like, they can score points, or they can just run the ball, play the clock, and score like 20 points, play really good defense. And that's my interpretation of the game. The fact that even if they're not playing their very best football, they still figure out a way to win. And that's what the great teams do.
Unless you're the Cowboys. But anywho.
Well, I didn't say your team was great.
See, and that's what I'm saying. But anywho, the 49ers are great, but they ain't win nothing. And how many? Anywho,
they did win the Super Bowl, and they did go to the conference championship. I mean, not win the Super Bowl. They did go to the Super Bowl, go to the conference championship game, where's
the rings for that?
Okay, but you can still be a great team. You can still be a great team and not win the Super Bowl.
Okay, sure, but here's what I'm thinking. What did Josh McDaniels and company see that allowed them to effectively run the ball? Because the 49ers, when it comes to run defense, they're like cream of the crop. They don't really much allow stuff on the ground. But what did Josh McDaniels see that said we can exploit that?
I mean, that's a good point.
Let's let them man up and stop Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
And then the pass game was people was open all night.
They really were.
Darren Waller was going crazy. Devontae Adams too.
You could argue that some of those plays that Devontae Adams made, that only him could really make those plays, because those were some spectacular catches in the end zone. As great as CD is, I don't know if he can make them catches that Devontae Adams made. He can make some catches now, but some of them catches he made, I don't know. Maybe it's only like one or two guys, him and Justin Jefferson, that can probably make those catches.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I give it to you. I give you that.
I'm just saying. So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be seeing another Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, it's a good win for the 49ers. You know, they in competition for the 1 seed if the Eagles lose. Yeah. Which would be insane. So how do we allow the 49ers to get a bye week?
So the 49ers were down 10 points to the Raiders. It was like 14-24. I mean, 10-point lead. It was like end of the second quarter, I think it was.
That's not no deficit.
They were down double digits, okay? And Jarrett Stidham was playing the game of his life. You got to give Brock Purdy credit.
I mean, yeah, they came back, but you act like they was down like 18 or something. I'm like, 10 points. That's 2 possessions.
I'm just saying the defense wasn't playing well. Jarrett Stidham was playing out of his mind.
The Raiders going Raider though. End of the day.
Just saying, they can win in a different fashion.
Do they even have the draft pick?
Raiders? Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Because
they trade next year's pick.
No, they traded from previous draft. Yeah, that was all the picks from the previous draft. So they have all their picks. It's not a Broncos situation where you just trade all the future assets.
They actually do got a first round pick from the Bradley Chubb trade.
Oh yeah, they finessed the Dolphins on that one.
Oh my goodness, ski mask.
Yeah, Bradley Chubb. That's a different discussion for another day. But yeah,
let's talk about the Dolphins.
Yeah, let's talk.
I told you they was going to lose to the Patriots.
Here's the thing.
Told you Bridgewater was not him. He's not the guy.
The Dolphins. We talked about this. Talked about the backup quarterback situation and how they need to do a better job at getting like certain sort of prototypes at their backup quarterback position that you can rely on. Because Teddy Bridgewater, let's face it, he's brittle. You can't rely on him. He's going to get injured. And yet again, he got hurt again. They have to go to the third string guy like they did against the Jets. And I forgot what other game where Skylar Thompson came in. So this is a problem. And I don't think that they can win. They're not going to win against the Jets. I don't think so. Because Teddy Bridgewater.
Especially the Jets playing spoiler. They probably playing spoiler.
The thing, because the Jets, the thing with Teddy Bridgewater, his pinky, something wrong with his pinky. And, you throw the football. You need your fingers to be all good.
Fun fact, your pinky finger provides the most grip.
And so that's a problem, and I don't think he's going to play because of that. And they're going to have to start Skylar Thompson. They brought in Mike Glennon. out of
I
nowhere.
haven't heard that. I
Yeah.
ain't-
So
he was
hasn't
on the
been
couch.
he hasn't been relatively like decent since he was with the Bucks. And I'm being kind. I'm being nice. And so that was a long time ago, by the way. And so I just don't think they're going to be able to beat the Jets. I just feel like their quarterback position is just so terrible that it's going to end up biting them in the foot, and they're not going to go to playoffs. Who going to playoffs? The Patriots?
The Steelers are in play too.
The Steelers could
Mike
possibly.
Tomlin, what contract he got with the Illuminati that he can't get no losing season? He's just a good coach.
Yeah, he really is a really good coach. So let's talk about that game real quick. And the Steelers and the Ravens game. And
Tyler Huntley stinks.
Me personally, I didn't
really
really
paying
watch the game
attention
until the end.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, this game without Lamar, it's nothing really to watch.
Run. That's pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Until the end where Kenny Pickett started dotting up. I'm like, what the heck?
I thought they were in Pittsburgh, but they were in Baltimore when he did it. So that was very impressive. Go on the road and win in Baltimore, even though they have the second string quarterback for Baltimore. You still won in Baltimore with that defense. Defense been playing out of their mind in Baltimore. So, yeah, got to give Kenny Pickett credit for coming down the field in the clutch situation and doing that. He's been playing pretty well as a rookie and stuff. And then I forgot TJ Watt. He's ever since he came back, he's provided a juice for that team. And then you just gotta salute Mike Tomlin for just finding a way to win games with the roster that he has. He's one of the best coaches
pretty
ever.
good on offense, but defense.
He's one of the best coaches ever. Like, you can't say enough about him. Okay, Belichick has a number. So what? He's still a great coach. This guy, he just finds a way, regardless of the situation. He still is able to get at least a 500 record. Gotta salute him. You really do. It's unbelievable. Just remember that year.
Steelers fans wanted him gone.
Yeah, back I think they went like 8-8 or something one year or something, or maybe it was 10-6. It was some year they missed the playoffs, right? And people were like, "We need to get him out of here because he can't beat Belichick. He can't do this." And man, just give him the pieces. Give him the pieces, and I'm telling you, you guys will ascend because he's built a culture. There's a culture there in Pittsburgh. It's just a matter of having the necessary talent.
Gotta have the dudes.
Gotta have the dudes at the end of the day.
Shame on a GM for drafting. Najee Harris, a great guy and all that, but first
Running
round,
back.
no.
Can't do. I forgot who.
That is a losing team move.
I forgot what other running backs were in that draft. With Najee Harris, I can't recall. That was 2021, right?
I think Kenneth Walker was in that draft.
I thought Kenneth Walker was.
You thought it was this year?
Yeah. Thought it was this year. Yeah, it was. He was with
Damian
Harris.
Yeah,
it was the one before. It was the 2021 draft, I think it was, where he went to the draft. I just can't remember what running backs came with him. So, anywho, shout out to Mike Tomlin, the Steelers.
I think ETN was in that draft.
Yeah, he was actually. Yeah. He was, and he's been up and down a little bit. But at the end of the day, he went in the first round. But at the end of the day, salute to the Steelers. All right,
who they got to play to get in?
That's a great question. I don't know. I feel like it's not. Let's see. Let me look at the roster right now. They're 8-8. Play the Browns. They could beat the Browns.
Yeah. Browns may be playing spoiler though.
Yeah, they could beat the Browns.
This is probably the most interesting Week 18 we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, if you notice that the schedule, right? They didn't schedule the timings of the games until about Monday or Tuesday, I think it was. So that was very interesting.
Of course, they would schedule the Cowboys and Eagles game at the same time, so we don't know. Jerry Jones said we ain't resting anyway, which is foolish.
Yeah, that was very interesting. They had the Packers and the Lions. I think that people
y'all need the Seahawks to lose.
Yeah, the Seahawks have to lose in order for the Lions to qualify for the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
And then obviously
I think regardless the Lions gonna play because they don't like y'all.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm thinking. But anywho, let's get to next game. Let's get real quick and the Jacksonville and the Texans game.
Everyone expected a
Yeah.
beatdown.
I had like the over.
Jaguars, listen, watch out for them next year.
Oh yeah, for sure. I bet I forgot what the spread was, but I bet the spread. I was right, but unfortunately, I bet the yards on Trevor Lawrence, and because he didn't have to do much, I wasn't able to get compensation for my bet, my parlay. So, anywho, they just dominated that game, 31-3. Nothing.
The
much
Texans
to
might be in the worst situation in the league because I don't see a silver lining for them.
I think
Wide receivers, they quarterback, they don't have it. They'll probably draft Bryce Young or Stroud.
I think get the right coach. Depending, I don't know what their cap space is looking like, but if they have good enough.
They got money.
If they got money, then they
Who they paying? I think their highest contract is Brandon Cooks.
So
but they ain't paying nobody else.
If they have cap space, they have the draft picks, they can do something. And if they fire Lovie Smith, I'm not a believer. Listen, black head coach, but God bless Lovie Smith. I just don't think he's the guy. Get rid of him. Hire offensive-minded head coach. A good offensive-minded head coach. Somebody that's experienced. Somebody that knows what he's doing. Not a Josh McDaniels or hire somebody that knows what they're doing. And then go from there and then get Bryce Young. Or if you want to go C.J. Stroud, get C.J. Stroud and build off of that. Don't be dumb. But yeah, next games, let's just go real quick.
Let's talk about the Eagles. Well, no, we'll get the quick games first.
Rams and Chargers. Knew the Chargers were going to win this game.
Chargers is getting hot.
Yeah, they're getting hot. They're getting healthy.
Yeah,
getting healthy.
Dark horse
team. They really are. Ever since that Dolphins game, they figured something out. The defense has been playing well. We already talked about Buccaneers and Panthers, Giants and Colts. I knew the Giants were going to win that game.
Kayvon Thibodeau was a wild man.
Oh yeah, that was a wild thing he did. He said that he didn't know that Nick Foles was injured, but he looked. Remember, he looked
over and still did it. Then he went on the sideline, did the sleep emoji. Then he retweeted a video, like it was a overlay of, I think it was Patrice O'Neal doing a comedy special, talk about how football, like back in his day, they would like injure somebody, and then the crowd were like cheering stuff, and they had that overlay and playing over the video of him doing the Snow Angels. So Kayvon, he don't care.
Yeah, he doesn't. It is what it is at the end of the day.
He needs to chill because that'll make him a target.
Yeah, for sure. And it's bad. It's bad.
And you got the Eagles. You know Nick Foles, they boy.
It's a bad look. So yeah, chill out on that one. But yeah, the Giants they did the thing. They're in the playoffs now. So I guess salute to the
Please
Giants.
play your starters, Dable. Please, please.
Dable was coach of the year, no question about it.
Remember what the Eagles did to y'all in 2020. Even though you wasn't the coach, there's still players on that roster. And remember how they blew y'all out early in the year.
Man, ain't nobody care about that.
Yes, they do.
Ain't nobody care
These
about
is
that.
men at the end of the day. They have pride.
Ain't nobody care about that. Who cares?
I do.
Who cares? Protect your players, Brian Dable.
Wait, actually, hold on. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. I think. Ooh.
Yeah.
Shoot.
You like, dilemma, huh?
Maybe the Bucks ain't that bad. I don't know.
So
let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Surprising one, Chiefs and Broncos. I'm concerned.
I don't know why the Broncos play the Chiefs so tight.
I'm concerned about the Chiefs. I really am.
I'm not.
I am because they haven't been playing really good football. It's been very inconsistent.
You think they peaked early? Is that what you're saying?
They might have. I said in the past I think the Bengals are the best team in the AFC, but I still believe that. I don't know if the Chiefs are the second best team in the AFC. It's looking very bad right now. I feel like the Bills, they've been playing better football, and the Chiefs need to get together. Especially Travis Kelce. He hasn't been as dominant as he usually has been. And I think that teams have finally figured out how to defend him. I think ever since the Bengals game, his play has been inconsistent. And now, without Tyreek Hill on the lineup, it's been harder for Patrick Mahomes to make as many plays as he usually has done in the past. And without Tyreek Hill having that top flight receiver, you put more onus on Travis Kelce making plays, and the defense is really keying in on Travis Kelce. And you can only rely so much on Juju and MVS. You already know how I feel about MVS in the past with them drop passes. So, yeah, it's Chiefs need to do a little bit better. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But, I mean, then again, it's inexcusable for their defense to give up 24 points to the Broncos.
Yeah, and I bet the spread on them too, and I was wrong. I'm so mad.
The Broncos always play the Chiefs close.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad about that. Falcons and Cardinals. Knew the Cardinals gonna lose. They're dead in the water.
Falcons silly. You messing up draft capital.
Yeah,
Y'all can't draft anyway, so who cares?
Desmond Ridder, Drake London. He played solid. He played okay, but nothing really matters about that game that much. And then let's get to Saints and Eagles.
Y'all came through. Shout out to my boys in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Andy. Look at Andy Dalton helping out his old team. Salute to the Saints, man.
Jalen Hurts is the system. You have to admit it now. Admit it. You and Michael Parsons was wrong.
I mean, it was a 3-point game.
Come on now. Admit it. 10 points?
Yeah, that is pretty pathetic. At home. But the Saints, I said the Saints ain't no pushovers.
They're not no pushover, but 10 points?
Hey.
Be for real.
I'm not using the 2-game sample size to discredit.
I'm just, man, they need Jalen Hurts back.
They do.
They desperately need Jalen Hurts.
But I'm going to be real with you. I don't think they should play him Sunday.
Oh, boy.
Not because I want to win the division, but you got to think bigger picture here. If you're the team that you think you are, going on the road and winning some games shouldn't be that hard to do.
But this is Jalen Hurts' inexperience in the playoffs. Nick Sirianni's inexperience in the playoffs. Sure, they played last year, but they didn't play well. I think that having that home crowd is a big advantage. Philadelphia, we know that crowd is different. Having that crowd, having that energy, I think it is very important. I think that it's definitely a higher like reward playing Jalen Hurts, but it's a bigger risk.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Because, he takes, and then your offense will be limited. Yes, the Giants, but the Giants, they ain't no pushovers, you know what I'm saying?
They're not a pushover.
And, you won't be able to do a lot of things you were doing before, like a lot of the options. You know, he probably won't keep some of them because he takes a hit the wrong way. He's out for the season. And then Kayvon Thibodeau heating up. He may cook my lot of one play, sack him, put his body weight on him, out for the season.
Okay.
And Lane Johnson isn't even back yet.
Okay, let's say this. They don't play Jalen Hurts. And let's say, you know what, they win the game.
Exactly.
Jalen Hurts is going to be – he's not going to play football for a whole month.
That is another – they're in a bad spot.
I feel like I know it's a risky play the guy. If he's healthy, if he says I can play, if the doctors say he's good to go, and I'm not talking about the team doctors, I'm talking about the independent doctors. Outside of the team, if they say he's good to go, play him. Because at the end of the day, you got to take a risk. If you want to win a Super Bowl, you have to take risk. You see the Rams. What did they do? They took a risk. Trading all these picks to get Von Miller, get Jalen Ramsey. You have to take a risk in order to win the big game. And I feel like with the Eagles, you got to do it. You got to get this team back to where it once was, because you don't want your quarterback to be rusty when it comes to playoff time, and you want to have that home field advantage. Philadelphia is not the easiest place to play in, and you want to have that home field advantage to your favor. So I would play him. You wouldn't. I understand your position, but respectfully disagree.
If your team is really like that, you go beat the Giants, even if you got a backup.
I get what you're saying, but the inexperience. You have to go on the side of, sure, caution, but at the same time, you have to understand your team. You have to understand, your head coach. He's still new at this. He's still wet behind the ears, and your quarterback as well. So
this is really a bad situation because it seems like, granted, it seems like their team peaked early. Like they haven't been playing their best football.
I would say
recently.
ever since before the Cowboys game, I felt like that's where they really
started
to get the groove on. But then the Cowboys game, you know, the injury to Jalen Hurts.
I mean, but when you think
Actually,
about
no,
it though,
the Bears game, I'm wrong.
yeah,
The Bears
but when
game
you
is
think
where
about, they had a lot of close calls at this later half of the season. Like the Colts game was close, the Texans game was close, the Bears game was close. They lost to the Cowboys and they just lost to the Saints. That's 5 L's. That's 2 L's, but that's like 5 games where it's like y'all don't looking like the best team in the league. You know what I'm saying?
I will admit that I do. I think the Bears game, for me, I knew it was gonna be a close contest because the Bears, they actually have been pretty competitive before the Lions game, mainly because of just Justin Fields and his running ability is just out of this world. So I wasn't really shocked that it was a close contest. I think I was shocked at just how inconsistent Jalen Hurts' play was. Him throwing 2 picks. I think he injured his shoulder after his second pick. So his play was a bit worrisome, but I wasn't surprised by just the outcome of the game, how close it was. But we'll get down the road to that. But let's go get some the Commanders and the Browns. I want you to talk about this because you know you're a Cowboys fan and you love just touring.
We all knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sadly, we never thought that it would end like this. But who cares? Commanders pack going up. Hey man, y'all are buffoons for starting Carson Wentz when like that is crazy. Taylor Heineke lost 1 game in the games he started and they benched him. That is insane to me. And Carson Wentz looked like Carson Wentz. I was like, we saw what happened the last time Carson Wentz had an opportunity to make the playoffs, and he put up a stinker against the lowly Colts. I mean, not the lowly Colts, the Jaguars. And then he did it again against the Browns.
It's when I saw the report that they were going to start Carson Wentz,
it's like they punted the season.
I was like, Packers, just win these next 2. Just win, because you're going to get in if you win these next 2. Because I already knew. I knew that the Commanders weren't going to win with Carson Wentz. He's horrible. He's not good. He's not a good quarterback. And Ron Rivera, I don't know what he's smoking. I don't know what he's sipping. But clearly it's not anything good because that was just a boneheaded mistake by Ron Rivera starting Carson Wentz when the team, it seems like they gel with Taylor Heineke a lot better. They like Taylor Heineke. And to do that to Taylor Heineke, even though he's not the greatest, he's not the best, but you got to do what's in the best interest of the team. And Carson Wentz, when he was starting, the team looked dead in the water. And so him doing that was just irresponsible, and now they're not in the playoffs.
And now people may lose jobs.
They need to. Ron Rivera needs to lose his job over this. That was inexcusable, and I don't think he is. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say because you could say a functional organization, you would lose your job over this. But when it comes
this is his second season, 3rd season in a row winning less than 8 games.
But when it comes to the Commanders, this organization overall, since they're such a bad franchise, for crying out, they gave Jay Gruden all that time. They gave Mike Shanahan, even though you could say Mike Shanahan, it wasn't his fault, but they gave those guys all that time, and they were still losing games. Same could be applied by Ron Rivera. So it'll be interesting to see after the season, will they fire him?
Don't fire him.
Me personally, I think for the best interest of the future of this team, you have to fire him because just stuff he's
Ron
been
Rivera
doing.
is an excellent coach. I would sign him to a 10-year contract.
And you got to get rid of Scott Turner. He's an horrendous offensive coordinator.
Scott Turner, he better than Kellen Moore. Y'all should keep him for the next 10 years.
Oh, you being sarcastic. You're trying to. It's something else. You're a Cowboys fan.
And I hope the Giants pay Daniel Jones.
Okay,
please.
So let's transition real quick. Let's get out of here. And I think the last game is the Jets
Seahawks?
and the Seahawks. Yeah. And I think I picked the Seahawks to win this game.
I picked the Jets like foolishness. I thought Mike White was going to get it done, but nope.
I told you Mike White, at the end of the day, he's a backup. No matter what people say.
I thought the Jets defense was going to stand on business. Apparently not.
Geno, he played a really good game. I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to is that the Seahawks, when they can run the ball, they're going to be successful. When they can't and they put so much on Geno, then it's a recipe for disaster. And so the Seahawks, they were able to run the ball, move down the field, and they were able to play really good defense. Pete Carroll, he's seen that offense before, so he was able to take advantage of that. And that was really the thing. That's really what happened at the end of the day. The Jets, they have a bright future. They just need a quarterback. It'll be interesting to see who they get. Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think they move the needle, but it's possible those are going to be the names that you hear when it comes to the New York Jets quarterback position in the future. And, yeah, nothing really much else to say about that. So, yeah, let's get to picking the games real quick for Week 18. I still don't know what's going to happen with the Bills and the Bengals. I say they'll play. That's my guess, but you never know. So
They'll probably play.
I'll just say that they're going to play. And so let's get to the Saturday games, and this is the last week of the season. Chiefs and Raiders. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Why are you hesitating?
I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Come on, let's be.
I wouldn't be surprised if an upset happened.
And then this is the game right here: Titans and Jaguars.
Jags.
Please.
I don't trust Malik Willis.
Oh,
Nobody wants to see the Titans in the playoffs.
Please, Jacksonville, handle your business. Please.
The heck is EPL? Oh, that's soccer.
Oh, that's soccer. Lions and Packers. Man,
where's the NFL tab at? What is going on?
I know. I couldn't find it either. I was like, why don't they show the NFL tab? But I had to search for it.
Oh, there you go.
So, next game. So, 8:20 p.m. game on Sunday. Lions and Packers. I'm going to go Packers. This is a tough game, though. I'm not going to lie. This is a tough game because the Lions
I know
are.
How the league loves Aaron Rodgers. I'm going Aaron Rodgers.
And they're at home. The Lions been playing really well, though. But I'm going to go Packers.
Yeah.
Bengals and Ravens. I'm going to go Bengals.
Oh, man. I hope the Seahawks don't lose. I don't want to play the freaking Lions either. That's a tough team.
Come on, man. You got
But at some point, it's the playoffs. You're going to have to go through some tough people if your team is really like that. So It really don't matter. You got to line up at the end of the day.
So you have Bengals or Ravens?
Bengals or the Ravens? Bengals.
Yeah, go Bengals. Buccaneers and Falcons.
Bucks.
I'm going Buccaneers.
Well, they might rest people.
Yeah, they could, but I think they're going to play. I believe they
Atlanta is favored about 4 points, so they're probably resting.
You got a point. It's hard to say. It's really hard. I'm gonna just go with the safe pick. I'm gonna just go with the Bucks.
I'm gonna go Falcons because Vegas knows something that we don't.
Patriots and Bills.
The Patriots do need to win this game to get into the playoffs, but the Bills are favored by 7. Oh wait, they're not gonna be playing this game.
They might.
So they're gonna play the Week 18 game, but not the 17.
I think so. Yeah, I know it's weird, right? It really is weird. It's weird. I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's weird, but
the Bills are favored by 7.5, so they're probably gonna try to keep the Pats out. So I'm gonna go Bills.
Yeah, I'll go Bills.
I guess I didn't know that was possible. You could play the next week's game and then not the previous week.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. Vikings and Bears. I'm going Vikings
because they need a tune-up after that.
And Justin Fields is not playing this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Texans and Colts. This is just a snooze
Who cares?
fest.
Colts because Texans won. I think the Texans got the number 1 pick wrapped up, so they could go all out here. I'm gonna go Texans. The Colts stink.
I'm gonna go Texans. The Texans, they've been keeping a lot of games close, so I'm gonna go Texans on this one. Jets and Dolphins. Go Jets.
Jets probably place. The Jets are favored by 1 point.
Go Jets.
So I'm gonna go Jets.
Go Jets on this
to
one.
play spoiler, keep them out the playoffs.
Panthers and Saints. Go Saints.
Saints because I need them to keep winning games so the Eagles get a worse pick.
End
the season strong.
Browns and Steelers. I'm gonna go Steelers.
Steelers trying to make. They're favorited by 3 points. I'm gonna go Steelers.
Yeah.
The Browns not stopping them.
Yeah, Broncos, Chargers, going Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
Giants and Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles.
Eagles are favored about 14.
What? Wow, they must think.
I'm going Giants.
Wow. Okay.
Oh wait, no. I picked the Giants to cover the spread, but I'm gonna pick the Eagles because
Eagles. I got Eagles.
I feel like we might have to face Brady. Wouldn't it make more sense though that the league makes the first round games? We play Aaron Rodgers at home, and then Philly has to go and play Tom Brady because remember they lost to the Bucs last year. That would make more sense as far as revenge tours, but I'm not the script writer, so
yeah.
Yeah, the Eagles.
Cardinals and 49ers. I'm going to go 49ers on this
San
one.
Francisco is favored about 14. Yeah, give me the 49ers.
Seahawks.
They're not resting their guys, especially Brock Purdy.
Seahawks and Rams. I'm going to go Seahawks. Seahawks, they need to win.
Yeah, they do.
And they in Seattle too.
Yeah, I'm giving you Seattle. They're favored about 6.5.
And then the final one, Cowboys and Commanders. This is in Washington, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
We're favored about 7.5, but we are, as far as the spread goes, it don't matter what the spread is. The Cowboys may mess around. Actually, we covered the spread last Thursday.
Cowboys own the Commanders. Yeah. Y'all own them.
Which is funny. But it's funny, though. The Commanders beat us more recently than the Giants have.
Yeah, because you guys own both franchises for the most part. The Eagles, on the other hand, that's where things get. Sometimes you'll win, sometimes you won't. But the Giants and the Commanders, that's where you guys sort of always win. All right, so that'll do it.
What's the weather supposed to be Sunday? I want to see.
Yeah, that'll do it for Week 18 predictions.
Sunday's supposed to be raining and 41. All right, now.
Yeah.
Better run the ball.
Yeah, we'll see. So I want to transition to the NBA because a lot of things have been.
I'm not
happening.
saying boo this time.
A lot of things have been happening in NBA.
A lot of fake performances have been happening.
Oh, so Giannis' performance was fake?
No, he's the best in the league.
There's been an offensive surge as of late. These past month and a half, December and early January alone, just some of these performances with Luka, with Giannis, with LeBron, with Jokic,
Donovan
Mitchell. Oh my God! Just
Klay
Thompson. What is going on? And some of these games are just so competitive. I've been just amazed at just the NBA. Honestly, since December, I think the NBA has put out a better product than the NFL. Just in terms of entertainment, some of the games have been just competitive. Even games that you wouldn't think would be competitive have been competitive. The Kings and the Jazz game, some games like that where you just the Rockets and the Warriors game, so many just good. Great.
The Warriors. Who did they just play? Was it the Hawks?
Yeah, the Hawks.
Yeah.
So much good content that I just enjoy about the NBA, and this is what I love about the NBA, and what I hope continues. Not that other stuff where players are sitting out constantly, there's blowouts everywhere. No, great games, players playing out of their mind. That's what makes the NBA great. And Giannis, he's Mr. Run and Dunk, but sheesh. That performance was sensational. He had a career high in points, I think it was.
Yeah, I thought he would have had more than 55.
It was so easy for him. I bet the over. I bet 34.5. Dude got 55. He had nearly a triple-double. He had 7 assists. He had 10 rebounds, 55 points. Sensational. It was just so easy against the Wizards. The Wizards are one of the most boringest teams I've seen this year. Well, this season. I said this year, the year hasn't started. They are just so bad. There's no type of dunks, no skill. It's just 3-pointers, pull-up jumpers. Guys have no type of bag. Kyle Kuzma has no bag. Kristaps Porzingis, his bag is very limited. It's just boring.
Yeah,
it's boring to see it. Bradley Beal, I think
getting injured.
I think he tweaked something.
Hamstring.
He was out. of the game. I think in the second quarter or something. They're just boring to watch, but Giannis, it's just incredible. Every night, it's just something different that we've never seen before. And Giannis has been on a tear.
Who's going to be the next person to score 40? It's a lot of games with 40 ball potential tonight.
Really?
My vote is Joel Embiid because they play the Pacers.
Yeah, that's a
or
good
John
one.
Morant against the Grizzlies.
Against the Hornets.
Hornets.
That's a good one as well. It's incredible. Klay Thompson, 54 points. You know,
That was on. I told you, bro. People said Klay was cooked food.
he was looking like it
Yeah, but
after that injury.
I'm telling you, injury really slow you back. But
He's averaging 20. The efficiency isn't where he wants it to be, but he's averaging 20. He's playing a little bit better.
the Warriors at home are just a different animal.
They're different beasts. That crowd, I don't know what it is. It's like you would think after they left the Oracle Arena that they wouldn't have sort of the same semblance of just energy, but the crowd has been electric. They've been really good, and they just been playing really well at home. I think Steph injury has been a blessing in disguise. The players seem to. We talked about this last week. The players have sort of gotten a lot better. They're seeming to gel more. Jordan Poole, even though Jordan Poole the turnover situation is atrocious. I think he has more turnovers than assists.
Yeah,
It's really bad, but they're still winning. He's still scoring, not the most efficient way, but it's working. And yeah, the Warriors they've been doing really well. LeBron James on his birthday, what was it against the Hawks? 47 points. I think he had like 9 assists, 10 rebounds. Like it was a near triple double. He was sensational. He was shooting the three at an elite clip. Yeah, it's LeBron. He's still doing this at 38 years old. It's incredible. And then against the Hornets, he went off again, 43 points. I think he also almost had a near triple-double. So LeBron is playing tremendous basketball. Can't say enough about Luka. Dude is, bro, he's getting 35 with ease. Like,
yeah.
I'm betting the over every time.
Do the Mavs play today? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I bet the over. I think it was like 33.5. I bet the over. I was like, he'll get 33.5. And he just keeps amazing me. He's on that, remember that Harden run? That 1 year where he was just getting 35, 40, 50 at ease. That's what he's on right now. Where it's just every night, I expect him to get 35 to 40 points.
I mean, it's kind of because he has to if they want to win.
And that's what makes it amazing, that he's just carrying this team on his back, and he's going to have to score as many points. You could say the same thing with Giannis without Chris Middleton.
That is true.
That's a lot of the reasons why these players are scoring all these points, because they have to in order for the team to win. LeBron has to score 40 if they beat the Atlanta Hawks, if they beat the Charlotte Hornets, because if he doesn't, they lose because their team is awful. And then you have, I'm trying to think some other names that went off. Oh, Donovan Mitchell, 71 points. It's unfortunate that
Some people score 70 and lose.
It's unfortunate he scored 71 points the same night that, the situation with the Bengals and the Bills game. But still, 71 points in overtime against the Chicago Bulls. Got to give him a lot of credit. I think every, 5-6 years, you just see a player score 70 points, like Devin Booker. Well, every decade, somebody scores 70 points. Because you had Kobe with 81 in 2006. You had Devin Booker, I think it was maybe 2016.
It wasn't that far ago. It was like 2018.
Really?
2017, 18. It was one of them years.
Okay. I thought it was his second year. I think it was his second year. Whatever. But yeah, it was, decade later, scored 70 points. And then you had Donovan Mitchell in the 2020s, score 71 points. It's just incredible display of basketball. And he's definitely having a lot of fun in Cleveland. So salute to Donovan Mitchell.
I don't think anyone's ever going to get 100 points again. Because this is how much effort that took just to get 71.
And it was an overtime.
On crazy efficiency.
Think about that. Kobe Bryant scored 81 points in regulation.
And the pace was slower.
81, and the spacing wasn't as good. And they were triple teaming him. double teaming him, triple teaming, it did not matter. So I don't think anybody will be able to score 100 points in this day and age. Just guys are more talented. It's just very hard. It's just really hard for people to do that. And so salute to Donovan Mitchell. Salute to all the players. De'Aaron Fox scoring 22 in the fourth quarter. Sensational. Like, just so many great performances.
Boy, if they had just two-tenths of a second more, Lowry would have hit that jump.
Yeah, I was like, man, like so close. That would have been crazy to see. But you just got to salute to all of these guys that are, performing. Unfortunately, Zion Williamson tweaked his hamstring, I think it was, and he's going to be out multiple weeks. It's unfortunate.
Are we ever going to see him and Brandon Ingram on a court at the same time at this rate?
It's unfortunate because you look at this team and you're like, this team can compete for a championship. They have the pieces. They have the talent. But the two main guys are always injured. And so when you're Zion Williamson, the concern coming out of the draft was he's like 6'6", but he's like 280, 290. Like, how are you going to be able to sustain, consistently playing in NBA level, playing 60-plus games when you're weighing that much? I think Boban. I think the player that, like, when he came out of the draft, I think it was Boban, the center, like the 7'4", 7'5" center. He weighed the most. He was like at 270, maybe 280. So he weighs more than like a 7'5" center, and people were concerned, and as they should be, they were right, and he just keeps getting injured over and over again. You can't play with that much weight on you. Like, he has to be in the 260s, the 250s. And so this is the problem. This really is the problem, and it's unfortunate. But I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about when it comes to NBA, or is that? I feel like we're missing something. Oh, the Nets. The Brooklyn Nets.
I was going to bring them up. I forgot.
We got to salute the Brooklyn Nets. I think they're on a 12-game winning streak. They've been playing really good basketball.
Like
They've been playing really good basketball, and we talked about it in terms of just contending in the East, that they're right now, it's looking like they're the second best team in the East.
Behind who?
I say the Celtics are first.
You see what they did yesterday?
Okay, it's one game. It happens. Let's be for real.
One game?
Yes, one game.
They've lost a few head scratches recently.
But they're still. I think they're the number one seed. They still, it happens. It happens sometimes. You have one of those games where you lose, but I think they're the number one contender in the East right now. And then because of Chris Middleton's his unavailability and just injury concern, I think that the Bucks are 3 right now, and then I go Brooklyn at 2, and then I go Philly at 4. That's how I would do it.
Not the Cavs?
No.
Okay.
I think they're inexperienced. They still have some things that they need to learn. I still trust Philly more, even though James Harden and Joel Embiid can be sellers. They could sell sometimes. But that's how I would look at it. The Brooklyn Nets, they've been playing tremendous basketball. I didn't know Kyrie Irving still had that much bounce.
I
Did you see the
that.
putback?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I saw that live. I was like, whoa. It's like, what is going on? That's how
these dudes is super athletic. If Steph wanted to, he could do stuff like that too, but what's the point?
Yeah, they don't want to, because when you continue
That's
to jump,
not your game,
when
yeah.
you continue to jump that high, you're putting more
Strain on your knees.
more strain on your knees.
Is
You don't wanna
Kyrie
do that.
30 yet?
I think so, yeah.
I remember he just got drafted. I'm old.
Yeah. But he still has a lot left in the tank, so that's a good thing. But
Nets playing really good.
They are, and you could just
see what happens when you get rid of Steve Nash.
And
they need another. I think they're one piece away. They're a Kuzma trade away from going to the finals.
They need a big.
Yeah.
I think they need a shot blocking big that can rebound
and play perimeter too. Nick Claxton has been doing good, but they still need another guy.
Yeah, they need another guy, right? Maybe a JaVale McGee, maybe a little bit better than that. But they need somebody that's a 6'11", 7 feet, that can shot block and that can get rebounds. That's what they're missing. And once they get that, you could say they're the best team in the East, because They have a 3-and-D guy. They have 2 shot creators that you can go to. They have a playmaker in Ben Simmons who could also defend as well. They have the shooting with Seth Curry, with KD, with Kyrie, and with Royce O'Neal who could also stretch the floor. And you have T.J. Warren. So they have different guys that.
Where the heck is Joe Harris?
He's on the bench probably.
Oh,
he's not good.
Oh,
bro,
he can't even shoot no more.
No, he can't. He
Dang.
can't. I think he does play a little bit, but it's.
Dang.
A little bit of minutes. Yeah, him and Duncan Robinson on that same trajectory. You know, they had that one nice season where they was shooting the ball effectively, and then all of a sudden, just went down. They got that contract, and they just haven't been the same. So, yeah, the Nets they just need one more piece, maybe another 3-and-D wing, but I think having a reliable big man that can sort of block shots and that can rebound is what they desperately need. I still think that the Celtics, and when Milwaukee is fully healthy, I think those 2 teams are neck and neck in terms of who's the best, and then the Nets are the next over. So we'll have to see the East. It's getting really interesting. But yeah, I can't.
Shout out Doc Rivers for jinxing the Eagles. He said they was going to win the Super Bowl.
Man,
silly mistake.
Man, whatever. Well, that'll do it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and yeah, follow the socials as well. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.
I put my life in these sentences. Fucking right, it's either that or life sentences. I'm relatives with Benjamin. I used to give a fuck about my luck when I was innocent. Now what the fuck is up? I'm at your neck like a penalty, nigga. I need that. Bitch, I need